I'm sure anybody right now looking behind me is wondering, where the heck are all his comics? Well, I'm actually compiling my top 50 comics in my collection. Of course, those were all part of it, and I had to put them into order. So if you'd like to see what my top 50 are and why I'm starting to take this down, stick around. Welcome back, family. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I stated, it was Alex the Comic Quarter. He posted a video of his top 50 comics in his collection, and my top 50 do not compare to his. Okay, let's just throw this one out there right now. Okay, my number one probably doesn't compare with his number 50. So that's neither here nor there. There's still books that I am proud of. There are books that I'm glad I have. And next weekend on the 8th, in Taylorsville, Georgia, if anybody happens to be there, I'm actually going to be doing my first sale in a street fair in a very, very long time. I haven't done a sale in a long time. So I've got to break all this down and pack all the stuff up and get everything ready. I've already got my overhead tent. Again, if you happen to be in the Taylorsville, Georgia area, on the 8th, is a street fair with arts, crafts, and everything else, and I'm going to be there. Yay! So I wanted to get my top 50 together, and we'll try to go through this. So I'm going to do this in little 10 book blocks and then hit pause, and because I can't have 50 books here. I'd be swimming in them. But coming in at number 50, we have Avengers number 10, first appearance of Immortus. That's only a 4.5. I always really liked the way that this thing presented itself. Plus, this was one of the characters that I was specking on with the WandaVision. And what I did with my specking on WandaVision was I tried to buy any books that, if I was wrong, I would still be very happy owning. And this was definitely falling into the category of it. In the top 10, first 10 Avengers books, how can you go wrong? I've got Thor number 1 with it's a first print, 9.8, and it is a first appearance of Lady Jane as Thor. And with the movie coming out, this book is still continuing to go up in value, which is good. I have X-Men number 100. Now, granted, it's only a 7.0, but come on, seriously. Can you go wrong with having X-Men books from this time period? Plus that cover, having the old and the new. I've seen so many posters and t-shirts with that particular cover. I just wanted to have the book. So even though it was a 7.0, I just wanted to get it into my collection. Someday maybe I could upgrade it, but if I can't, then so be it. At least I still got it. I have a copy of Secret Invasion number 1. This is the 1 in 25 variant. With the series coming out, this is one of those books that I'm hoping will go up in value. So we'll see what happens with that. Inhumans, was that number 10? Number 5? Number 5? Of course, number 5, yes. First appearance of Yelena Belova, but it was only a 9.4. I bought this in a raw, and I sent it off to CBCS to be pressed, cleaned, and graded. This is one of the ones that they didn't press and clean. They billed me for pressing and cleaning, then refunded the pressing and cleaning, and told me that I never paid for pressing and cleaning. I'm like, well, then why you were giving me the money back? Whatever. But it's only a 9.4. This one, I think, could have gotten a lot higher up in price if the movie had actually come out 2 years ago. But we'll see what happens. Thor number 5. Thor God of Thunder number 5. This was not the first appearance of Gorr the God Butcher, but it is the origin of Gorr the God Butcher. So this is kind of like Invincible Iron Man number 7 as opposed to 9. 9 is the one that shoots up in value. 7 comes along with it. Thor God of Thunder number 3, which I do not own, is the one that shoots up in value. And number 5 is coming along for the ride. So that's definitely one of those books that you want to hold on to for the time being. Speaking of books you want to hold on to, and I just think that this is a great book that you can get your hands on. And it's not going to break the bank, but it has a really great investment potential. It's America number 1. And I also have a second print out that's being graded right now. So bringing that one in at number 44. 50, 40. Yeah, I'll just do in 10 blocks. So next book here I've got is Shuri number 2. Second print in a 9.6 white page. I really was hoping to get a 9.8 on this, but there's very, very low printing on the second print. Very hard to come by. It's almost ghostish. I bought it in a raw and I was able to get it as a 9.6. I was so hoping for a 9.8, but who doesn't? It's the first time that she has actually seen donning the Black Panther costume. So if that does turn out to be where the character goes in the MCU, Amazing Spider-Man, number 210 and a 9.2. And anybody who's watched my giveaway videos, you'll see that I have one of these as a future giveaway. My future giveaway books are not in this collection. I've already written them off. They are not my books anymore. But I have two of these, both 9.2 white pages. I had one that was slabbed. I bought one, looked really clean. I said, let's see if I can upgrade it. Came back exactly the same grade. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And then, of course, number 40, or 41, I guess you'd say, is NYX number 4. Now, yes, I know number 3 is a sweet spot. I never shell out the money for that one. I'm sorry. But 4 is an excellent book. I love the cover so much more. Plus, I got this one as a raw from my buddy Shane during one of his live auctions, and the price was very, very reasonable. And he said to me, this was actually, I think, one of the first books that I bought from him. And he said that he felt that this would grade at a 9.4. I sent it off, came back exactly a 9.4. And I made it a point to say, hey, you know what? Every book, by the way, that I've ever bought from Shane and Dustin from Rough Edges, either grades at or above what they've told me. So if you're watching this and you're wondering about them, there's my testimonial on that. Okay, so we are going to go to the next 10. Okay, so I'm sure that anybody that's going to be watching this is going to wonder, what criteria did I use to put this list together? And I actually struggled over this for a little bit. I mean, should I put it in monetary value? Should I put it only in personal value? What I did was I kind of imagined that my house was on fire and I came running in to grab one book. That would be my number 1. And then I ran outside, I passed it to somebody, and I came in by to get another book. And what would be driving me in grabbing these books? It wouldn't only be monetary value. It would be driven by monetary value. It would be driven by how much the book means to me personally, sentimentally. How hard the book is to replace is another big one, because you might have a book that you just don't see very often. It's to me, it might be worth more than it is to other people, but it's how hard it is to try to replace it. So I use those three criteria and imagine myself running in and out of the house 50 times. So we're going to hit off right now with number 40 now. And that's the reason I stated this now is because you're going to start seeing some books that are definitely out of order when it comes to value, but has a lot of personal value. That's into me. So we got New Mutants, number 1, from 1980 in a 9.8 white page. Just something that I always wanted. When I was a kid, that was the first book that I spec'd on. As a kid, I bought 100 copies of that. Paid $60. Didn't even get a discount. Didn't know I should have gotten a discount. No, that's not one of the 100. I have a Star Wars 42, which did not come back anywhere near the grade that I wanted. It's because this was when I was really, really bad at grading and missed a lot of things. There's a lot of dirt and a big water stain on the back, and how do you miss a water stain that's literally, an eighth of the book? But it was a 4.5 with off-white pages. It's a first appearance of Boba Fett, and bad condition is still better than no condition. This one, a lot of people are going to say, why isn't this higher? Because it doesn't mean as much to me. And personally, I think it's very easy to get to reobtain. We have a Secret Wars number 8 and a 9.2 white page. I mean, it's a really nice book. Don't get me wrong. It's a good value for the book, but it's, to me, it's like, oh, okay. This one is probably worth, I don't know. This one is only a 4.0, but it is Amazing Spider-Man number 43. First full appearance of Mary Jane. So, yes, there have been other ones where, I saw a leg in this one and, like a hand in this one. This was her first full appearance. So, it's only a 4.0. That was an early book, one of my first gradings. Spider-Woman, number 1 in a 9.8 off-white to white page. Again, I wish that would have gotten nailed the white page, but still, it's a 9.8. I'm not going to turn that one down. And someday when they do something with Spider-Woman, hee hee. This one I bought as a raw and had it graded. And this was also the first custom CGC label I ever got. Was the Wolverine number 8 and a 9.6. Oh man, I was so hoping for a 9.8, but I was happy with the 9.6. I was happy. You know, everybody. Oh yeah, I wish I had 50 9.8s to show you, but I don't. When I got back into books, this was actually one of the first labs that I purchased. It is an Eternals number 1 in 9.4 white page. So, yes, I was very, very happy about this. It was funny, as you guys have seen this. I've got the 3M Velcro stick here because I actually had that hanging up on my wall at some point because I just thought it was cool. It was a simple way to hang it up there, and now that I turned it around, I could take it off. This one makes this list up here because, again, it's harder to find. It's not that easy. It's a Lumberjanes number 1 in 9.8 white page. And, yeah, yes, you can get them, but it's not like you go on eBay and see 50 listings for this. And there aren't that many graded, and I really think that when this series does hit, because it's already been optioned, they're making it, and when this does hit, this is going to re-spike back up again. This is a good thing for you to look at if you happen to find one. I'd be looking for one around the 220 to 250 range. If you get it in there, you got yourself one heck of a deal. There are some buy it now for 300, but no, don't do it. So, this one, I remember when I got it when it was brand new. Well, it's only a year ago, but Strange Academy, number 1 in a 9.8 white page. I immediately got that one and sent it off for grading. And since I was taking that one, coming in at number 31, 31? Yes, 31, is Doctor Strange 169. There you go. First solo book with Doctor Strange at a 6.0. This is another one of the ones that was supposed to be clean and pressed, but didn't get. But still, it's a 6.0. I was hoping with a clean and press it would come back at a 7, but still, it's a wonderful key book that will only appreciate in value, and it looks great. So let's move to the next ones. Okay, coming in at number 30 is Batman Adventures Continue number 1. This is the Frankie's version, and it's a 9.8 with sign and, what do you call it, sketch, remark. What do they actually call those things? It is, signed and sketched by Peach Momoko. And I actually have a video where I got this. I think I was waiting like 10 months for this to come in because I ordered this right before COVID hit. And of course, shipping, everything got shut down. Diamond shut down. They didn't ship the books. And they finally got the books and they had to ship them to China, so they were quarantined and there was nobody getting together to sign it. It took forever. And when it came back, I was so flabbergasted at the drawing and just so excited. It's just, yeah, that would definitely be in my books to be grabbed out of here. Sandman, number 4. First appearance of Lucifer Morningstar in a 9.6 white page. I purchased this one in the slab. I'm a big fan of the Lucifer TV show. It's now on Netflix. Can't wait for season 5B, the second half, to drop. The trailer looks... I don't know what the heck that makes the trailer. And I really don't know what's going to happen in season 6, but I'm loving the ride that I'm on, and everything right now, Sandman is blowing up, so I'm happy with that. We're going to hit a few comics here that are Silver Age. This one is not a specific key, but I liked the condition on this. We have a Fantastic Four number 43 in 7.5 off-white to white pages. And again, it's not just the value, it's how hard it is to replace. And I can't just run down to the local grocery store and buy a 50-year-old Fantastic Four comic book in a 7.5. So I actually got that one. It was an auction that was ending relatively soon, and I just wanted to grab it because it's a great cover. It's a great grade, 7.5 for that time period. And I think that everything Fantastic Four is going to explode when the movies are announced. Speaking of which, in a bad trade on my part. I really overtraded to get this. And still, every time I look at it, I don't regret it. We have Fantastic Four number 9. 5.0 off-white to white page. That's a really great book. And one book that I underpaid for, and I was very glad for, is a Fantastic Four number 50 in a 4.5. I believe that's off-white to white? Off-white to white pages. And when I first got the book and I did the video on that, I mistakenly said it was the first cover appearance of Silver Surfer. It's not. He actually does appear on 49. It's much smaller. Here he's the first big cover appearance. But really specific on this, this is the book where Johnny Storm goes to college. Yeah. Okay. Now moving at the Bronze Age, and we got our Black Panther number 1. I know it's a 7.0. I overpaid for it. I got into a bidding frenzy on that one and overpaid. Oh, like $15, okay? But if you know the grades and the tiers and everything, I actually could have gotten an 8 for the price of the 7. That's okay, because all things do even out. I did buy this one as a raw. We have Black Panther number 2. First appearance of Shuri in a 9.8 white page. I bought that one and sent it off for grading, and while it was out for grading is when, unfortunately, the world lost one of its great actors in Chadwick Boseman. And it came back, and I saw how the price had skyrocketed. That's come down a bit, but nowhere near what it was before its passing. And I really do feel bad knowing that my investment has gone up because of the death of an individual. I don't like that. So, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, number 1 in a 9.6 white page. Love that one. I bought that one as a raw, and this one, I'm sorry, my buddies are wrong. Shane, I think he told me this was going to be a 9.2. Sorry, man, you were wrong. It was a 9.6. Like I told you, everything from them is either spot on or even higher. And dudes, this one was higher. I bought that one actually right in their store up in Calhoun, Georgia. This one is actually from the last unboxing, I believe. And it's Kanan, Last Padawan, number 1 in a 9.6. And that's the first appearance of a lot of the character, but they're like cameo appearances. You know which one is the big one, which is Last Padawan number 6. And you might actually see that one coming up in the top 20. You never know. But rounding us off now at number 20, we have Spider-Man number 252 with a 9.4 white page. Now, I had to at least get this one at number 20. It's 21. It's 21. Didn't make my top 20. And I pined over this because this is a great book. But there are a lot of them out there. So I looked at the replaceability of it. So let's hit numbers 11 through 20. Of course, this is not in my top 20. But this is my reminder to you to subscribe, click on notifications, click like on this video, drop a comment, share, do all the fun stuff. You thought I was going to wait till the end of the video to tell you? No, I was going to distract you with a book that really shouldn't be even somebody's top 100. Let's get back onto the countdown. I feel like Dark Helmet fooled you. Anyway, coming in at number 20, we got Something Is Killing the Children, number 1, the Jay Lee variant. And what's really great about this one is I was going through my collection and I found another one I didn't even realize I had. And I have that one sent out for the Tinian signing, which is going on at CGC. And, of course, I also do have the Frizen variant, which is another amazing book. There's some, it's not just a great story. It's not just lower print runs. And it's the artwork. It's really amazing on a lot of these things. And that's what I think kept the, it's just, they're great books. Okay, if you haven't read it, pick up a trade paperback and read these stories. Okay, so that's numbers 20 and 19. Let's see, number 18, we've got Avengers Annual number 10 and a 9.4 white page, but it is autographed. First appearance of Rogue. It was autographed by Milgram, Al Milgram, and it was signed in 2016. So it's a CBCS, and it was a witnessed autograph, by the way, not a certified. So that's also. Coming in next, we have Vengeance, number 1, and a 9.4. See, I'm starting to have some better books here. This book I was actually very worried about because this is the book that I found out. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I had 2 of those. I found out that my press, the temperature was wrong, and I was off by like 45 degrees, and I pressed it at like 210 degrees and turned it into a solid piece of cardboard. Yeah, I had 2 of these and I messed one up like an idiot. So coming in next, we got 2019, 18, 17, number 16, Incredible Hulk, number 449. Sorry, I almost thought that said 6. Confused me there. First appearance of the Thunderbolts, 9.6 white page. Anybody watching things that are going on with the WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier? Man, that was so much better than I thought it was going to be. That was so much better. I mean, I thought it was going to be good, but it just blew me away. And if you haven't watched it because you thought that you're not, you don't really care that much about those characters, that's one of the reasons why you need to watch this, because it gets you caring about these characters. Next up on the list is Invincible Iron Man number 7 in a 9.8 white page, CBCS. But I think the CBCS and the CGC gradings are equivalent. I think that over the long haul that these books will equalize in price, especially with the long lead times of CGC. A lot of more people are going to be going to CBCS, and they have credibility. I'm sorry, they do. They do have credibility. So we're going to move those out, and we're going with X-Men number 244, 9.8 white page, first appearance of Jubilee with a custom X-Men label. Okay. And since we like the X-Men so much, we're going to go with X-Men number 221, 9.8 white pages, first appearance of Mr. Sinister. No custom label. I'm sorry. We got 2 more to finish up this group, and this is going to be number 12, Ultimate Fallout number 4, 9.8 white page. Now, if you've seen my giveaway videos and I've listed the books, I do have a 9.6. It is already slated for my giveaway for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I have a 300 subscriber video, 400, a 500, a 750, and 1,000. And my 1,000 subscriber is going to be my 9.6 white page. So this one is coming in at number 12, and at number 11, She-Hulk number 1, 9.6 off-white to white pages. I mean, is this book blowing up or what? Unlike the Spider-Woman, which her first appearance was in Marvel Premiere, She-Hulk's first appearance was She-Hulk number 1. So let us move on to the top 10. Now, just a little comment about She-Hulk and Spider-Woman. A lot of people don't know this, how they came about. Marvel Comics actually had the rights to the Bionic Man, and they leased it to the TV show, which was Steve Austin, played by Lee Majors, the Bionic Man. And every time they made an episode, Marvel Comics got their little cut. And then the TV show was doing so well, they decided to make the Bionic Woman. Lindsay Wagner, I believe, was the actress name. But since they made up the character and Marvel Comics didn't have Bionic Woman, there was no copyright infringement. There was no anything. Marvel Comics got nothing. So Spider-Man was already out, and the Incredible Hulk, with that piano music, da, 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 well, Bill Bixby, those 2 TV series were very, very popular. Fearing that they would be stiffed again, Marvel Comics quickly made Spider-Woman comic and a She-Hulk comic and rushed it out to the public, thereby locking those characters and trademarks and preventing any TV show from exploiting a gender change to their monetary benefit. Okay. Well, a little bit of comic history there. It's all about the money. So, number 10, coming in here, we have Young Avengers number 1, 9.6 white pages. And Gravity. Gravity's also working against us. Let's try that again. Make sure that I got the good spot for no glare. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so Young Avengers number 1, 9.6 white page. Coming in at number 9 is the all-new Marvel Now .1, number 1. First full appearance of Miss Marvel. And I believe she's on the cover as well. Yes, she is. Also in a 9.6 white page. I know a lot of these books, people are like, oh, why didn't you get a 9.8? I just didn't want to spend the money. A lot of times people buy a 9.6 for 200 and a 9.8 is 400. Okay, and then, well, 9.8 goes up in price, goes to 800, it doubles. The 9.6 went from 200 to 400, it also doubled. So there's always a market for 9.6s. There's always a market for a 3.0 if it's a hot enough book. And you're still able to double your money while lowering your risk factor. Okay, so that's why if I am buying slabs, I try to focus on the 9.6s. To me, a 9.6 is a 9.8. It's just they had a bad day. Now, you're going to see a couple books in my top 10 that are going to really make your head scratch, but they have a lot of personal sentimentality to me. We have a X-Men 165 in a 9.8 white page. I've talked about this book a couple times in the past. This is the book that I blacked out, and while I was reading it, my grandmother poured cold water on me because I was burning up to try to save my life. And when I came to, my only concern was, where's my comic? And she ruined my comic book, and she'll tell you, no, I saved your life. I'm like, no, you ruined my comic. So I had to go and buy another someday, and I got a 9.8 white page, so that way it's back in my collection again. At number 10987, we have Darth Vader number 3, first appearance of Dr. Aphra in a 9.8 white pages. This book is just so ready to explode. It's such a popular character. There's no way this character doesn't make it into canon somehow within the Filoniverse. And when it does, this book is just going to go nuts. So let's get these two out of the way. 10987. Here comes number 6. Another one that's going to make your head scratch. Tales of Suspense. Number 39. 9.8 white page. Facsimile edition. Yes, people are like, what are you crazy? That's such a cheap book. But to me, it's not. This is coming in number 6. It actually ranked higher earlier on, but there are other books I couldn't put them ahead again. Anybody who's familiar with the channel, The Boy Who Had 7. He was the first channel on YouTube that I subscribed to, and I really, really enjoyed watching. And he pretty much it's not shut down, but he doesn't make videos like he did. He had like a going away live stream with a couple hundred of us, and we were answering trivia questions, and he offered this as a prize to somebody who knew his top 3 characters, and I typed it in fastest, and I won the book. And to me, it's like I lost a friend on YouTube. I never met him in person, but I feel like he's my friend. And this has got a lot of super high sentimental value to me, even more than my X-Men 165. But now we're actually going to have to give priority to our top 5, which are definitely value driven. I said we may see this one, and here it is. Kanan, Last Padawan, number 6 in a 9.8 white page. This one was from my last submission, and yes, very, very happy when this came out. I think the other one came out first, and I saw 9.6, and I got scared, but when this one came out at 9.8, that made my week. So, get to number 4. Lower grade that I was hoping for. This was supposed to be cleaned and pressed also, but CBCS didn't. But I will never turn down a Clone Wars number 1 in a 9.4 white page. And then we get to number 3. This one actually jumped up the list today because I didn't realize how much this book has gone up in price. I thought it was still around the 500-600 mark, and I'm like, no, it's actually up over 1,000. When did this happen? Invincible Iron Man number 9, 9.8 white page. And I was just, you've got to be kidding me with those prices. Everything has gone up, and I really thought that we would be on the downward swing, or at least a plateau on a lot of these prices. I thought people would have spent their last stimulus check. The prices are still going up, and I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I really don't. I'm not a prognosticator of prices. Number 2. Now, yeah, I'm really happy I got this one. I got this one a few months ago when it was starting to go up, but I knew it had a lot of room to go up. The A cover of Something is Killing the Children, number 1, 9.8 white page. That one is just, I love it. Okay, I bit the bullet, and I got that one a few months ago. I paid fair market value for it. I didn't get any tremendous deal, but in comparison to what it's actually going for now, it was a steal. And my number 1 book was another one that was supposed to be clean and pressed, but as it turns out, it didn't need to be. Star Wars: Heir to the Empire, number 1. First appearance of Mara Jade. I said Jaramade. Oh my goodness. And Grand Admiral Thrawn. And everybody knows how this book is just absolutely exploded. 9.8 white page. So, yeah, that's my number 1 book. That would be the first book that I came running inside and grabbing in the event of a fire. Well, I hope that you enjoyed going through my top 50 with me. This will be back up again, hopefully, for the next video. If not, I'll have to hang some posters or something to hide the wall. But I'm going to be doing my show. It's not a show. It's a antique crafts sale, and I got a booth in it. It's a 10-foot by 10-foot outdoors. I've got the overhead canopy, and I look forward to seeing anybody. If you happen to be one of my subscribers, let me know, and I'll throw in an additional. Mention my channel. I'll throw in an additional 10% discount. Why not? Just for being part of the family. So, and other than that, though, don't forget to like, subscribe, click notifications, share the video, call your friends, whichever. But and be ready for the next giveaway. Which is going to be the first appearance of Peter Quill, Star-Lord, in the Marvel Spotlight 8.0 white page. Wow, past 200. It's kind of cool. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, I'm out.